As we discussed last night, the first part of the service this afternoon is what's called the tearing of kriya, the rending of a garment. We mentioned last night there are several reasons which were given for why we do so. The moment of a loss of a precious soul, your daughter, your mom, your sister, someone so irreplaceable, a spirit flying so high, so bright. We tear a garment to show that the physical is so insignificant, it's so unimportant, it's so fleeting compared to that which is so invaluable. We tear a garment in order to reflect that our hearts are torn. And just as you can't ever restore a heart fully, the garment can never be fully mended. And lastly, we tear a garment symbolic of opening our heart and preparing to be able to share, to reflect with one another. Okay, so we'll begin. I'll begin the tear, and then you're going to continue the tear together. You'll say a blessing, which will do word for word. Okay?
Is that why you got so I was gonna say
She said that anything if you cut it all, it doesn't matter.
We say blessing together acknowledges in this moment of pain that even right now, God is the God of truth, that all that happens is not random, but rather for a reason. So those who want can recite it, and the family together with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam dayan ha'emes. Please be seated. You can ask everyone to please make sure that your cell phone is turned to vibrate and won't disturb. We continue this afternoon by invoking the words of King David Melech, the author and composer of Psalms, timeless poetry which captures our innermost feelings from our moments of joy to our moments of sorrow. The words of Psalms, the words of Tehillim give them expression and give us comfort and solace during moments like this. We begin with chapter 1, Tehillim Aleph. Asher ha'ish asher lo halach ba'atzas v'shavah b'derech ha'tayim lo amad u'b'moshav b'etzim v'yashav ki b'sarat mechatzo v'sarat yagei yom ha'layla v'ayake etchosu v'bagdei ma'im asher peryitem v'yitov yalei lo yival v'chol asher ya'aseh yatzliach v'chen ha'rishim kamotz asher titzani ruach v'kem v'yakum rishimam mishpat v'chatayim ba'adas tzadikim k'yodei adonai derech tzadikim. Happy is one who has not followed the counsel of the wicked, nor stood in the path of sinners, nor sat in the company of the scornful. Rather, that one's delight is in the Torah of the Lord, meditating God's Torah day and night. It will be like a tree planted by streams of water that yields its fruit in season, whose leaf will not wither, and whatever that one does prospers. Not so the wicked who are like chaff that the wind drives away. Therefore the wicked shall not survive judgment, or sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord loves the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked is doomed. Chapter 23, Psalm of Gimel. מזמור לדוד, לא רואי לאכזר, במזבח שירדי צייני, עמי מנוחוס ינהלני, נפשי ישרדני הנחני במעגלי צדק, למען שמע גם כי יגד מגי צלב וסלוי ורק כי אתה עמדי, שבטך ומשענתך הם ינחמוני, תרח לפני שולחן נגד צורריי, תשענת ושמע ושיקוסי, ויעקב החזיר, לפני כל ימי חיי, שעת בבית אדוני, ליאורך ימי, in the Song of David, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not lack. God causes me to lie down in those pastures. God leads me beside tranquil waters. God restores my soul and guides me in the righteous paths for God's name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your scepter and staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in full view of my adversaries. You have anointed my head with oil, my cup overflows. May only goodness and kindness pursue me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord for the length of days. And the final reading, the final selection comes from the last chapter of Mishlei, of Proverbs, the description of a righteous or a valiant woman, Eshes Chayim. Eshes Chayim yitzov v'rachov v'pnina machra b'tavol v'bal v'shalol v'yasar v'mlasu tov v'lara kol yimei chayad v'shatem v'fishni v'tas b'chefetz kapel. Haisa kani osochem v'mercha tov v'lachma v'tokum v'bayla v'atitem tem v'leves v'chok v'na'ar osel. Zor masada v'tikachem v'pir kapel v'tukar v'chogar v'yoz masnea וטעם יצרו עשה, טעם כי תוסחרו, לא יכתוב בלילה נרו ידע שוחר בקישו וחפר טעם כפולך. כמה פרסו לעם ידע שוחר עד יום הוציא לביס ומשולג, כי כל ביס עליו שנים. עבד עם הסלה, שיש וירגם המבוש הנודו בשער מעלה, ושפטו עם זקני ארץ. סוד נסו ותמפר וחוגר נסו לתנני, עוז בהדה לבוש ותשחק ביום האחרון. כי הפסקו בחכמה, וסור אספסת אלשון, צופיה ליבס ביסה, ולכם אסס לסוחל, קמו בניה וישרו הבעלה ויהלו לרבס בנוס לסחיה ויעתדיס הכבוד. שקר החיים והבל היופי אישה ירס אדוני היא תסלו, תמולה מפרי ידיה ויעלוה בשער מעשיה. The gallant woman who can find far beyond pearls is her worth. She spreads out her palm to the poor and extends her hand to the destitute. Many daughters have accomplished well, but you surpass them all. Grace is false and beauty is vain. A woman in the awe of the Lord, she should be praised. How could it be that someone who is so filled with life, so much love for everything that is living, from people to animals to flowers, could now be lifeless? You know, some people have one life, and others are fortunate to be described as having 9 lives. But Lauren Leah Bas Yaakov had limitless lives, countless lives. Each time the situation seemed drastic and dire, Lauren's optimism and her positivity and her faith proved to bring her back again and again and again. And that's what makes today so much more difficult, so incredibly painful, because as clear as it was coming, it was hard to believe. She made it hard to believe it would ever happen. With all of those lives, she leaves us at only 56 years old, way too young and far too premature. To all who knew Lauren, to all those whose lives were illuminated by her bright light and her boundless positive energy, this loss is so devastating. But to no one more than her beloved family, than her beloved parents, her devoted parents, Marty and Myrna, to her precious daughters, to our Casey and Alison, to her brothers, to Scott, Adam, Carolina, to her Uncle Donald and Aunt Sandra and the other members of the family. She loved you all so much, and there's no doubt that the love you reciprocated back to her literally extended her life. Lauren was born December 1962 in Springfield, New Jersey. Mom described she was practically independent from the womb, capable, confident, eager to make her own way in life. As a child, she rode horses in competition. She won ribbons. She was a champion. She moved out of her home at the young age of 16, not because she was running away from something, but she was running to this life of independence, the life that she had dreamed of making for herself. She was amazingly talented at making floral arrangements. At only 18 years old, she worked at the Plaza Hotel in Manhattan as the head of the floral designer. She graduated the School of Visual Arts. She opened a flower shop in Soho called Not Just Flowers, independent, competent, making her way. Laura decided that she really loved people, not just flowers and plants. So she went back to school for art therapy, and she used the knowledge she had gained, combined with her love with people, to work at Bellevue Hospital and make people's lives better, to give them hope and a brighter future. At just 28 years old, she faced her first bout of cancer. But how did she respond? By writing a children's book, by fighting with everything she had, by taking her experiences and using them to help others. She became licensed as a personal trainer, not only to take care of herself, but to teach others how to take care of themselves. Lauren adored children. She was amazing with children. She was attracted to their goodness, their innocence, their purity. She was a preschool teacher, later a nanny, never stopped gravitating towards children, showering them with love and attention, advice, and friendship. Casey and Allison's friends, my daughters among them, loved to be around Lauren. She was a breath of fresh air, an injection of positivity. They were drawn to her non-judgmental, unconditional love, her fun and free spirit. She had a great sense of humor and a dry wit. And nothing gave Lauren more genuine joy than good news from her own children, or even her children's friends. You know, most of us, we ask to see someone's pictures of their vacation or of their celebration. It's a nice social gesture. We're not really very interested. But not Lauren. She actually enjoyed learning what was new with you. She took incredible pleasure from seeing the pictures of what was going on in your life. She shared in your accomplishments. Your happiness was hers. She had a very special soul, a beautiful, sweet neshama. She connected to God through His world and through His creations. She loved no place more than the beach, exploring nature, seeing butterflies, arranging flowers, biking along the ocean. She was moved by music and often brought to dance. She lived beyond the trappings of this world that capture and catch and hold back so many others. She didn't care for technology. She saw the distraction that it caused. She had no use for fancy brands or material possessions. Money to Lauren was a means to accomplish and achieve and give and do. It was never an end unto itself. She didn't have a strong Jewish education, but she took incredible pride in the direction that her daughters took. When Casey and Alison pursued a Jewish education, she supported them. When they wanted to be part of a community, she moved for them here to Lago. When they started to keep kosher, she got 2 sets of dishes. And not only did the girls grow, she connected to our community, to her Jewish roots, and through her parents, who hadn't been in a shul in 70 years, now consistently go every Friday night to Rabbi Brody's Friday Night Live. What a credit and what a merit to her special soul for not rejecting her children's desire to explore this journey, but for more than embracing it, for supporting it. Lauren left us on Shabbos, a day that's reserved for special souls to return to our Creator, as if the Almighty Himself testified to the credit that she deserved. Lauren had the most positive and optimistic spirit. She never, ever gave up hope. If you tried to have a conversation with her about the future or what was going to be, to give her a reality check when things seemed to turn dire, she would simply say, "Don't take my hope away." 2 days before her soul left this earth, she called her brother Adam and Carolina to come close. She asked her daughters to leave the room. She weighed 90 pounds, she was in hospice, and she was fading fast. They assumed, as anyone would, that she wanted to ask them to please take care of her girls, that she had one last wish or a concern to share, but that wasn't it. They were alone. She leaned in and softly said, "What do you think? Should I extend my lease in Lago or take a place near the ocean? Should I renew my car lease or get an SUV?" And here's the thing, she didn't say it so that we'd be repeating it today. She said it because she meant it. The eternal optimist, boundless hope. Yesterday we read the Torah portion of Maseh, which means journeys. It describes the 42 stops the Jewish people made during the 40-year period. between when they left Egypt and they made their way to the promised land of Israel. As they wandered through the desert, they stopped 42 times. The Baal Shem Tov, the father of the Hasidic movement, explains that we too emulate. We too are destined to make 42 stops on our journey through this world. Our soul comes down to earth, is placed in our body, and on our way to our promised land, it too has many encampments, many stops. In describing these journeys, the Torah, our Bible, uses two different phrases, but in the exact opposite order. Motza'ayim l'masayim and masayim l'motza'ayim. Their goings forth according to their journeys, and their journeys according to their goings forth. What does that even mean? And why do we repeat it in the opposite order? Great leader of the German Jewish community in the 19th century, Rav Shamshon von Hirsch, explains that the first phrase, their goings forth according to their journeys, it refers to a future destination. The purpose of a journey, we embark on that trip in order to get somewhere, to arrive at a predetermined destination, to get to the end of the journey. We live our lives and only God knows where we end up and when. We make plans, we set goals, we do our best to get there. But the Almighty alone understands how each stop is necessary for our arrival in our own promised land. The second phrase, their journeys according to their going forth, means the exact opposite. It's not that the stops are part of going to the destination. There is a destination so that we can experience the journey and make those stops. The stops are not just prerequisites to get somewhere, but rather the destination enables us to set out on a journey, to learn, to grow, to experience, to be moved, to evolve by the stops we make along the way. The 42 encampments could easily be seen or dismissed as distractions or stops, but they are called by the Torah, the stops themselves are called journeys, because even those stops, those impediments, they are part of the goal, the essence, they're the building blocks of our lives, they're part of our journey. Laura and Leah Bas Yaakov had many stops on her journey. Episodes and incidents that first forced her to encamp, to slow down, to stop moving. But she didn't view any of them as distractions or detours from her destination. She embraced the stops as journeys themselves towards realizing her potential. She loved life and lived every day to its fullest, no matter what that day brought or what challenges she would face. Lauren battled for 6 years. 6 years. First and foremost because she was a warrior, a tenacious fighter. But she could not have done it without the love and support of her family, of her friends. Marty and Myrna, parents are not supposed to attend the funeral of a child. This is not the natural order. Our hearts and our prayers go out to you. You were so good to Laura. You meant so much to her, and she is so proud to be your daughter. May Hashem, may God grant you strength, comfort, and consolation, and the courage to be able to endure and to continue to walk her path of optimism and positivity, and to illuminate the world. Casey and Alison. What can we say? Way too much of your short lives have been defined by your mother's illness and by supporting her through her battle. You both have been forced to grow up and to experience things way before you should have to. But the way that you both heroically cared for your mom, your confidence, your responsibility, your love, your care, your concern, it is beyond description. And we, your family, and your adopted family who love you, we've seen you mature and grow and blossom in this time. And it just makes us know and believe what an incredible future is ahead for both of you. Your mom won't be here physically to see it, but she will be with you every step of the way. And it's her memory that will inspire your journey. This is a stop, but it's part of your journey. And she will continue to take so much pride in all you will do and all you will continue to become. She will love you forever. Adam and Carolina and Scott. Your sister loved you. She cherished your relationship. Your presence comforted her and it gave her strength. We pray that your memories of her continue to inspire you for many, many years. While many friends and community members helped in these years, I would be remiss if I did not point out that God literally deposited 2 angels in Lauren, Casey, and Alison's lives. Robin and Warren, your kindness, love, and generosity, it simply knows no bounds. And may the Almighty repay you many, many fold, and may you only have good health and happiness and joy from your family and all the families that you touch. Lauren, Leah Basiakov, know that your girls, your precious daughters, will never be alone, will never be without a home, will never be without love. Thank you for teaching us how to live and how to love. May her soul be bound in the bonds of life. Amen. We call on Lauren's beloved brother Adam to share a few words.
Like being handed the ball after Michael Jordan. Thank you all for being here. I know my sister sees you all and feels you all. Lauren Kim Miller was the sister that everyone wanted. I was lucky because she was mine. She taught me what was cool. She may have even taught me how to be cool. She took me to my first concert. She was hip, eccentric, loving, feisty, unique, loyal, daring, and rooted in nature. She lived life. She didn't just go along for the ride. She always wanted my opinion, and I, of course, was most honored that she trusted in me so deeply. We had a bond. She was 7 when I was born, and she cared for me like I was her child. She protected me. She always said, "I trust you, brother." Now she knows she can trust me more than ever. She saw the world in a different light, a light where the evil, the negative, the dark, the materialistic was replaced by laughter, lightness, color, flowers, joy, and the spiritual. She noticed things that most of us humans don't. The way the sun hit the sidewalk, the movement of the trees in the wind, the health of the ocean, the silly, childlike fun of skipping. She stood up to cancer and battled her ass off for 6 years, never wanting to burden anyone or act as if she was a victim. There was no quit in my sister. She passed with hope, and because of that, she won. She won because she woke up every day with energy for life and how she could make the world a better place. As she lay in bed the other night, she looked at my white t-shirt that I have on under here, and she said, "Brother, look at the yellow stains in your armpits. You cannot wear that shirt anymore. That's disgusting." I laughed inside. She had her opinions and was never afraid to express them. Her body may have failed her, and we are here today collectively to allow her spirit to rise so that we can call her whenever we need to. I feel now more than ever that she is here. I felt her as the rain drenched my hair yesterday. I saw her in the rainbow that followed. She is now in a better place, a place where we can only dream of, free of anger and conflict, free of fear of what may be next. She leaves with us two of the most incredible human beings I have ever known. Casey and Alison, my dear sweet nieces, I am here for you, as I always was. I did what I could, but I could not stop God's plan. To my parents, may you find comfort in all that you know she stood for, and for all you did to help her through this journey. Thank you to everyone who has helped our family in so many ways. It is too often we see pain and division. I witnessed giving and selflessness. Thank you to this incredible congregation, this Boca Raton community, and all her friends. We all gave her the strength to fight. I will miss you, sister, but now I see you everywhere, and I will carry your spirit and bravery in my heart forever. May peace be with you always. For those of you who didn't see Lauren in her last days, here is a message for you that defines who she is.
Tell me how can you stand it? You broke heart, chain to play. One thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, brother, sister, God, you make me unite. Don't think twice. Shall we equal love with love? Show them the way to be. Things are gonna work out fine if you won't take me along. Do as I say, shall we equal love with love? Show them the way to be. Things are gonna be much better if you won't.
You know where to find that music if you need it. Thank you so much.
Call on Lauren's mother, Myrna.
My beautiful flower child, one of a kind. Lauren could crush a tennis ball, ski, jump a horse, write and illustrate a children's book, which she did. Paint beautiful watercolors. She would paint on her clothing, relaying that. Get a job painting on ballet slippers. A famous designer. Lauren would befriend anyone who had troubles and help them figure it out. She always said that you could figure out anything. She could sell, decorate with her knowledge of feng shui. Teach a room full of nursery children and was so loved as a nanny to everyone who she worked for. As a certified physical trainer, Lauren could inspire all of the clients that loved her, including me. Lauren loved flowers and beautiful things and wanted to travel one day when her girls were on their own. She made it to Israel to see Casey when she was there and loved it. Lauren loved to bike. She loved camp and especially her friends and nieces and family. She never valued money or labels. She made up her own style. She only valued friendships and looked with all her heart and loved everyone that needed her. At 28 years old, she was stricken with breast cancer and fought through it with radiation and a lumpectomy. After 22 years, it came back as stage 4 and with a vengeance. She fought every day for 6 years with an optimism not to be believed. Her hopes and fears were only for her girls and wanted them to be okay. I believe she will always be around us and is in a better place without pain, seeing old friends who have passed and seeing people who loved and adored her. She is happy and she's at peace. I could write a book about my girl, but her best attribute was being a mother to my exceptional granddaughters, Casey and Alison, who have had the best mother on the planet. So thank you all for coming and for your love for Lauren and for being there for her. I appreciate it so much.
Now hear from Lauren's daughters, Casey and then Alison.
This is for you, Mama. One of my mother's last wishes was that she wanted to be an organ donor. However, she wasn't able to because of her disease. She still asks, what about my heart? Whoever gets my heart is going to have a lot of love in theirs. This was who my mom was, filled with love, light, and above all, gratitude, which is what I would like to begin with. My first thank you is to the unbelievably devoted BRS community. Despite the fact that most of you didn't know my mom personally, you were all so beyond supportive with meals, phone calls, invites to your homes, and so much more support. We really wouldn't have been able to survive without all of you. So I thank you all from the deepest place in my heart. My next thank you is to Katsushima High School. All of the staff, teachers, and my rebellion stood by Allie and my side throughout the most difficult years of our lives. Your warmth and comfort was felt so strongly by the both of us every single day of high school. I'd like to thank our amazing Facebook family. You are the ones that made more of an impact on our lives, especially moms, more than you will ever know. None of your comments or messages ever went unnoticed and always caused Mom infinite tears of joy. We always felt all of your love. It didn't matter that it was from the view of the phone screen. I'd like to thank two of the most special people in Alison in my life. Robin and Warren Stroll. Only we know the extent to which we are connected. Only we know the immense amount of love that we share. And there really are no words to thank you both for being by our side, day in and day out throughout it all. I love you both endlessly, and Mom does too. I want to thank our dear Rabbi, Rabbi Goldberg. Rabbi,
you have helped me push through the hardest times of my life, and I am forever grateful to you. I feel so lucky to have had you and your family in my life for all of these years. And again, there are no words to thank you as much as I wish I could find the right ones. My last and final thank you is to my incredibly, unbelievable sister, Alison. Alison has been the best sister ever, and I could have never done it without her. She was strong when I couldn't be and always held it together. Sometimes I felt like she was the oldest. You were Mama's baby, and now you're going to be my baby, and I'm going to make sure you are never alone and always taken care of forever. Looking at you, I wish we could all have one big group hug right now. I know that's what Mom would want. I've been dreading this day and this speech since the day Mom was diagnosed, and it is my worst nightmare that I'm standing up here today. Again, I want to begin with gratitude. That was the number one thing my mom felt from everyone and everything. The importance of love from everyone. All of Mom's dear friends, Facebook comments, the GoFundMe. Mom didn't care about the money at all. All she would say is, wow, how special someone took the time to donate, even if it was $5. How love got us through everything. The love from each other, our friends, our family. Mom had a boundless love for nature. Her love for art, her love for music, her love for the little things in life, like the smell of flowers, warm towels right out of the laundry, or fresh cut grass. She loved children. She babysat regularly throughout all of her years that she was ill. She loved animals. She would never be that mom to sit and watch Housewives. You would find her watching and admiring the animals on Animal Planet. Her positivity. She lived like a normal person, like anyone else lived their life without cancer. She never allowed the cancer to define her. I once heard a quote, "Cancer changes everything and nothing at all." This was exactly how my mom lived her life over the past 6 years. She would go to the hospital with a smile, make up nicknames for every aspect of it, and always found the good in the hospital. The warm blankets she always asked for extra, the good coffee, the sweet nurses that took care of her. Laughter was one of the most important things to Mom. She once said, "We're rich with laughter." She managed to make me laugh at the worst of times, even when she was sitting getting treatment done or right before an operation. Mom always cooked for us the best meals. She made us lunch until we graduated high school. She always cleaned the house, did the laundry. Even when she was sick, even when she couldn't walk, she still did the laundry with a walker in the laundry room. And she always made it feel like home. She would make up creative games for us as kids, never put us in front of a TV. Mom was a free spirit. She didn't care about materialism or designer brands. She would skip on the beach, hug trees, take pictures of sunsets, go on nature walks. She was so considerate and always thought about other people before herself, even at her worst moments. We one time hosted a weekend for children with special needs at my home. Mom saw right past their disabilities and only noticed their abilities. She treated all the kids like her own and made them feel right at home. She always gave everyone the benefit of the doubt, saw the best in everyone, never had anything bad to say about anyone, and always taught me to see the best parts of people rather than their faults. Her determination and willpower to overcome every challenge and obstacle was awe-inspiring. Every time I could not imagine that she would get better, she did. My mom had bone cancer and was unable to walk for 9 months. But she looked me in the eyes and she promised me she would recover and be able to walk again. Her dream was to come visit me in Israel when I was there for a year, but I just could not see the light at the end of the tunnel. She proved me wrong. In March of 2017, she came to Israel for 10 days for the first time in her life, and we had the most amazing trip. Mom was an inspiration to so many people. I was constantly told how much strength she gave others during their hardest times. She always gave the best advice, never was judgmental. I could tell her anything. All my friends could talk to her about anything and felt so close to her. She was like a mom to so many of Allie and my friends. Mom, I'd like to take this time to speak directly to you. The following words were impossible for me to write, but you gave me the strength to be able to do this. Mom, you are my best friend, my soul sister, my other half. Allie always said how similar we were. When I looked at you, I felt like I was looking in the mirror. You taught me never to be ashamed of who I am, and you always made me feel confident and good about myself. You always hated when I put myself down, and you always made me feel beautiful, no matter what I looked like at that present moment. Thank you for that, Mom. I cannot fathom the fact that you won't be there to walk me down the aisle, meet my future husband, or God willing, my future children. You would have been the most incredible grandmother ever. Even though you won't be there with me anymore physically. Like Rabbi Goldberg so eloquently said, bodies die, people do not die. I know your riveting spirit will be there with me to hold my hand every step of the way, forever and ever. Only Allie and I know the extent of pain in which you experienced, the many surgeries and recoveries, sleepless nights, the endless amounts of frustration. And as much as those things were incredibly painful to watch, none of them really mattered to you at the end of the day. It was quite fitting that you called yourself Wonder Woman, Mom. More importantly, only Allie and I know the extent of love that was shared between the three of us. The infinite amounts of hugs and kisses. The really, really long, tight hugs. Oh, Mom, how I'm going to miss those warm hugs. You loved when Allie and I would snuggle with you in your bed. It breaks my heart that I'll never be able to feel your warmth again, Mom. Nonetheless, I know I will feel you in my heart every day, forever and ever. Thank you for being the best mom in the whole world. I know you will always be with me and watch over Allie and me. I know you are now with all of your friends and grandparents and your dog Sushi, and you're probably skipping on the beach somewhere. Otis, I'm so happy that you're finally finally free, Otis. Free from all pain and suffering. You can now run in meadows of beautiful wildflowers and ride your bike with no hands again. I know I've said it a few times already, but there is no doubt in my mind that your spellbinding spirit will be with me forever. I'd like to conclude with a quote. It's actually hanging in our house. Those who pay sugar call will see it. The happiest people do not have the best of everything. They make the best of everything. Mom, this is who you were. This is what I will carry with me in all of my days for the rest of my life. I will miss you every single day, Mom. I love you.
Almost exactly 6 years ago, when I was 13 years old, I was sitting in camp in upstate New York when my mom called me on visiting day. As I spoke to her and told her how much I wished she was there and how much I loved her, she began to cry. I asked her, "Mom, why are you crying?" She said, "Allie, I just miss you. I can't wait to see you." I knew in my heart that something just wasn't right. 2 weeks later, when I came home, my mom said to me in the car on the way home from the airport, "I have to tell you something when we get home." Never in my life could I have prepared for what came next. She sat me down at the table and told me that while I was away, she was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. That feeling in my stomach, I will never forget. I held in my tears and ran upstairs, as from that moment on, I promised I would be strong for her. What happened next is just one big blur of doctor appointments, chemotherapies, procedures, and everything else you can imagine. I remember one day, we were on the way to the doctor, and you started to lose your hair that morning. You rolled down the windows and sang louder than you ever sang before, and smiled so big. My mom was a fighter, a warrior. For everyone who knew her, or didn't, you knew that. She would always call herself Wonder Woman. She was a hero. My hero. Always has been and always will be. There was no person more positive than her. Her spirit was filled with light, joy, and immeasurable hope. Every morning when I'd wake up and get myself ready for school, my mom would be in her room, blasting the most cheerful music and dancing. Even the days that she had chemotherapy, she would still have the same morning routine. She would call the cancer center the fun house. Her bracelet was the fun pass, and the stickers to see the doctors were her tickets for the rides. Every time she would walk in, she would be smiling and say hi to all of the nurses and be so kind-hearted. Everyone who knew her knew that she was so warm and comforting like the blankets in our home.
who fought for 6 years through so much pain and suffering. It is because of you that people tell me I have immense strength. It is because of you that I am so positive. And it is because of you that I smile every day. Mom, my beautiful angel. When I woke up yesterday morning, I was in complete disbelief that I knew you were no longer here physically. I remember just this past week, I laid with you in bed and held you like you used to hold me. I could still feel your warmth and smell your perfume. I'm going to miss those long hugs more than anything. You were the best mom I could have ever asked for. You are my best friend, Mama, my everything. You said just a few days ago when your friends were visiting, Lorraine and Adam Bain, and they were trying to get you to lay down. You said, whatever I can do, why can't I just do it? You always did everything you could and gave life your all, no matter how much pain you were in. You taught me how to walk, how to talk, how to love like no other. I will never forget all the times you helped me with school projects, make sure I ate breakfast before school, take me to all my doctor's appointments, be an overprotective helicopter mom, and Casey and I would get annoyed at you. But we know you always just wanted the best for us. You'd always make me and Casey laugh so hard, we'd be rolling on the floor and run to different ends of the house to catch a breath. You were such a loving mom, and there was no one who cared for her children the way you did. You would always root for me and support me in whatever I wanted to do, whether it was cheer for me at my soccer games, bake with me in the kitchen, watch me play piano, or take me to dance. You worked every job. You were a personal trainer and motivated people. You were a preschool teacher and inspired so many children, a nanny, and love for children like they were your own, and a florist and made the most beautiful flowers. You would always pick me up whenever I was down and made me feel special even when I felt the worst. The times at the beach, you always loved to skip on the beach. Whenever I was sick, you'd let me stay home from school and take care of me, spend hours making matzo ball soup. You treated my friends like they were your own. I will never forget when you spoke in school. Casey and I were sitting with you on a couch, each by your side, and you spoke about your story, your strength and positivity. There was not a dry eye in the room. Mom, I can still hear you laugh. I know you're up there, dancing in a field of flowers, with your dog Stushki and all of your friends. There was nothing in the world that could have prepared me for today. Mom, everything I do from this point on is to make you proud. I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for you. I know you're not gone, as you will always be watching over me. You always said, I have dreams of you and Casey with your kids in strollers, walking in Central Park together. I promise you I will do everything in my power to make those dreams a reality. My children and their children will know about my mother, Wonder Woman, as I've said. She truly was and always will be my hero. I always have said over the past 6 years that there is no vocabulary for this, and it is true. Although she won't be able to hold my children in her arms or walk me down the aisle, she will hold my heart, and she will always live within me. I would like to continue by thanking. First, I want to thank God. When my mom was first diagnosed, I was battling severe depression. The day she told me, when I was 13 years old. That day, when I ran up to my room, I picked up a book of prayer, a book of Tehillim, and decided that that day going forward, Judaism would be a part of my life. I prayed for my mom every day. There were so many miracles in the past 6 years. We were told this past December that she wouldn't make it until January. So for whatever reason, God gave us another 7 months with her on this earth. So thank you. Cat Yeshiva High School, Boca Raton Synagogue, Rabbi Goldberg, Rabbi Brody, and the entire Jewish community. There is absolutely no way our family, especially Casey and myself, would have gotten through this without each and every one of you. To everyone who has helped us financially, emotionally, physically, or just through prayer, every ounce of love and support that has been given has gotten us through this. So thank you. For every home-cooked meal dropped at our house and every hug given to us, it has meant the world. To all my friends, this is for you. I am so beyond lucky and blessed to have you all. Thank you for being there for me and Casey and our family through it all, through all of the ups and downs. All the sleepovers when my mom would give her long and inspiring lectures. She would try and teach you guys about personal training and how to keep yourself healthy. She'd always beg us to go outside on Shabbat and take walks. I wouldn't have been able to get through this without each and every one of you. To Rabbi Grayjour, who is not here, and he's in Israel, but I know he's watching this. You mean so much to me. Though I did not know you very well in school, and we were never that close. When your wife passed, and for some reason God brought you into our life, it was so mean of Shemayim. You helped me so much to get through this. You have no idea. And for that, I thank you. To Mom's doctors, Dr. Charles Bogle and Dr. Rashma Matani. Thank you for doing everything you could have ever done to help my mom get through this. Thank you for letting her keep her hope all the way until the end. To Dr. Joseph Rabinovitz, just like Robin and Warren, you were brought into our life for a reason. 6 years ago, when our mother was diagnosed, Casey and I went to you every single week. You were there with words of comfort and open arms. You were the reason that we were able to get through this. You have no idea how much you mean to me. Words will never be able to describe my gratitude and Casey's gratitude towards you. And for that, I thank you. To Robin and Warren Stroll, because there was no way he would have been included in my speech, no matter how much you begged me not to. Thank you for taking Casey and I, and as your own. When we met you 6 years ago, through our bizarre Jewish geography, God put us into each other's lives for a reason. Just as I said with Dr. Joe, there are no words to describe our gratitude for everything you have done for us and will continue to do for us. We are so blessed to have you in our lives. I know my mom is at peace, knowing we will always have you both and a home to go to with open arms. We love you. To my grandparents, for being you, Grandma and Poppy, you raised such an incredible daughter. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for the both of you. Through the years we lived together and you've had to put up with us, you have been the most incredible parents and grandparents anyone could ask for. We are so lucky to have you. I want you to know that even though Mom isn't here with us physically, Casey and I are here. The way she looked, her mannerisms, her laugh, the way she spoke, and her smile will always be here through us. She will never be forgotten, and we will always be here as a reminder of her strength, positivity, and light in this world. And finally, to my sister, Casey, only you and I will ever know what we've been through. From birth until now, everything we've seen and heard will be for our eyes and ears only. No one will ever understand our laughs with Mom, our cries with Mom, and our fights with Mom. I'm so lucky to have you, Casey. I try to imagine my life without you, and I just can't. No matter what we've been through, at the end of the day, we're sisters and nothing will ever change that. I can't wait to live together, laugh together, and cry together. But our birthdays will be together. On Mother's Day, on New Year's, Mom's birthday, for your sake. We're stuck together. When we have children, we'll laugh at how we will say things that Mom said to us when we were kids. When we hear a Jack Johnson or a John Mayer song, we'll remember our car rides together. When we walk in Soho and see her old apartment, we will think of her. Everything we do, we will think of her. We are going to make her smile, because all Mom ever wanted was for us to be best friends. And after 19 years, here we are. Casey, I love you, and we're gonna get through this. Thank you.
Before we conclude, Aunt Betty is going to share a poem with us.
I am not there. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there, and do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn's rain. When you awaken in morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry, I am not there, I did not die.
I ask everyone to please rise. We conclude with the memorial prayer, the Tel Malay. Following the memorial prayer, we ask the pallbearers to step forward and help us escort the Aron, the casket. Those who are attending the burial of the South Florida Jewish Cemetery, we ask you to please turn on both your lights and your blinkers to be given something to put on the inside of your windshield. And to please line up. Those who are not attending, please allow those who are to exit the parking lot. The Shiva will take place at Lauren's home in Lago Del Mar beginning this evening. First service will be this evening at 7:40 p.m. The evening service with tomorrow will take place tonight through Thursday night at 7:40 p.m. The family kindly requests visitors only between the hours of 10 to 12, 3 to 6, and 7:30 to 9 p.m. The details are all in what was handed out to you. Special fund has been set up in order to help enable the girls to realize their dreams and their full potential. If you'd like to help and to participate, you can through the synagogue. You can speak to Rabbi Shul or through our shul office. And that is what the family requests. We are very, very grateful to you for your help. במעלס, קדושים וטהורים כזוהר רקיע מעשירים. נס נשמס ליבס יעקב שלך לעולמה. לבוא שאנחנו מתפללים להזכרת נשמסה, בגן עדן תנוחסה. לכן, רחמים יסתיריה, וססק כנפיו לעולמים. יצור בצורה חיים אס נשמסה, אדוני מנחל עשה, שנוע בשלום ומשכבה, ונאמר, Amen. God full of compassion, who dwells on high, grant proper repose in the sheltering wings of your presence in the lofty levels of the holy and pure, who shine as the brightness of the firmament unto the soul of Leah Bas Yaakov, of Lauren Miller, who has gone to her world and for whose memory we pray. May her repose be in paradise. May the Master of compassion bring her under the cover of God's wings and bind her in the soul in the bond of life. May the Lord be her heritage, and may she repose on her resting place in peace. And let us respond. Amen.